Finding a good place to wash your car isn't always easy. Maybe you live in an apartment, have water restrictions, or just don't have a good place to do it. So for a lot of people, a self-service car wash is the best option. But can you actually get a good, safe wash at one? Well, today we're gonna take my 4Runner to one of these self-service car washes to find out. Let's go. Welcome back, friends. And if this is the first time you're joining us, my name's Eric. I'm a professional detailer in Charleston, South Carolina, and today we're talking all about how to detail your car at a self-service, coin-operated car wash. Or we're at least gonna see if it's possible to get a good, safe wash there. In fact, we're in my 4Runner, and I love this car. We're putting it on the line to see if we can actually get a good wash. And a lot of the chemicals and tools that they have there are interesting to say the least, and we'll go into all of that. But we brought some chemicals and some other tools along with us to supplement. You don't have to do that, but we'll go over both options, going with some equipment and going without. All right, y'all, so we're here at the Waterworks Car Wash. I have my quarters, and I also have some products with me. And all of these are items that you can pick up at Walmart. And those brands are Adams and Suds Lab. So we've got some Adams products, and these actually you can pick up in their Ultimate Bundle that you can get at Costco. I believe that Walmart also has one, but I'll put the Ultimate Bundle down below. I actually did a video on it recently. You can check it out here, but you can get all of those items for right under $60. In fact, I think I picked it up for $49 when it was on sale. But the 4 items that I have are a wheel cleaner, the wheel and tire cleaner from Adams. Their pH neutral car shampoo. And then we also have a detail spray and their tire dressing. And so this is gonna really cover all the bases. So we're gonna actually foam the vehicle with their foam, which I can guarantee that their shampoo is super high alkaline. Typically these car washes are using high alkaline or very acidic products, maybe in combination in like a tri-foam, because they want to get a good result. They want that dirt to come off your vehicle. So the products are going to be pretty caustic and they can do some damage. So we're going to be careful with them. We're not going to use any of their other stuff like their tire cleaner or their bug cleaner and stuff. If that's something that you wanted to do, I would recommend bringing that in a spray bottle, pre-treating your vehicle. We're gonna be following my typical wash formula with a foam, rinse, foam. So we'll be foaming the vehicle with their car wash, rinsing it with their pressure washer, then we'll be refoaming it with their car foam, but we'll be then using a contact wash with not their sudsy scrubber, as they call it. So that is the biggest mistake that you can make, is using their brush. I don't care what you use, don't use that. As you can see, I've got some video here. This is the receptacle that it's sitting in, and the brush has been used to clean people's mats and God knows what else. So please, please don't do that. Your car will thank you. So we've actually brought some Suds Lab microfiber. We have their wash mitt and their drying towel, as well as some accessory microfiber. So just be great to have that come in handy. We can then do a contact wash, we can dry the vehicle, and then if we need to do any touch-ups with their accessory microfiber and their detail spray, we can do that. All right, so the first mistake people are gonna make is they're typically gonna follow it around the dial. So they're starting off at the tire cleaner, then they're going to wash, then the sudsy scrubber, etc. And that's just gonna be eating up your time. All right, so like I said, we're gonna be splitting our water between the buckets. I brought it in this one with a lid, and Lowe's buckets also have lids, but I had this one from Adams. And like I said, maybe a third of it in your wheel and tire bucket and the rest in your wash bucket. And then we're gonna be putting the Adams car shampoo in both buckets. Not being very technical about it. So I've also brought a couple wheel and tire brushes from Suds Lab to help us, but we need to go ahead and get the vehicle rinsed off. So once we do, our quarters are in there and time's gonna be ticking down. So we're gonna rinse the wheels and tires and the full body, and then go ahead and start applying our product to the wheels and tires. Let's get going. All right, so I'm doing the rinse, and at some point there you saw literal product coming out of there. So you know, a crapshoot probably if there's different product in the hose that still needed to come out. One thing to think about, y'all. All right, also the pressure on these pressure washers is pretty intense. So typically with detailing pressure washers, you want a high gallon per minute and low PSI. So this is probably high everything. It's definitely high PSI. So be careful at the distance you're using it to your paint. I guess my $2 is almost up, it's beeping, but it's still creating some like suds that I feel like should not be there. So kind of interesting. You know, it seemed like the whole time we were shooting out product on that, but a decent amount of time for 2 minutes at this one. All right, y'all, so now that we have everything rinsed off, we're now gonna start off by treating our wheels and tires. So we have our wheel and tire cleaner. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that. And of course, if you wanted to use a specific wheel cleaner and tire cleaner, you know, y'all that watch my videos, you know that I prefer that, but I'm trying to give you a little bit more basic, simple approach, you know, with items you can pick up at Walmart and taking them right to your local self-service coin-operated car wash. So, you know, of course, if you want to get fancy sprayers and stuff, hey, I'm all about that. Bring your IK sprayers and all kinds of very specific chemicals. But this works fine. And because we're not in the direct sunlight like I typically am, we can go ahead and pre-treat multiple wheels and tires. Just make sure that they don't dry on the vehicle. And because we have to use money to rinse our product off, we're gonna go ahead and treat all 4 wheels and tires and move quickly so that we can get around the entire vehicle. And you know, if you're using a product like this is a higher alkaline product, and most wheel and tire products are not super pH neutral. So you're gonna wanna move quickly and make sure it doesn't dry on the wheels and tires. So today I brought along the Suds Lab brushes, and they really have some quite nice economical accessories that I really enjoy. Now this brush I'm actually using is, I think, intended for an interior brush, but I like it better than their wheel brush. For a lot of reasons, it's easier to get into the crevices, and also I think it stands a bit less chance of damaging a wheel. Sometimes wheel brushes get a little stiff. All right, so now we're gonna rinse off the wheels and tires and then go directly to pre-foaming the vehicle. Although by the looks of it, it might be pre-treating the vehicle every time. It does seem to be applying some product every time, just like a little bit. So we'll see on that. Now it's time to pre-foam. All right, so the wash wasn't particularly foamy or sudsy. You know, we can imagine that this is probably a pretty aggressive chemical. All their chemicals that these things are. So we definitely don't want it to dry. But it wasn't very foamy. It's very sudsy. I expected a little more than that, but I'm sure that most of their foam and suds is gonna come from their sudsy scrubber, which no way in hell I'm using that. And so at this point, we're just gonna do a typical wash it top to bottom, panel at a time, because if you're not gonna do a contact wash, it doesn't matter what chemicals you use. You know, they're really, in my opinion, it isn't a perfect contactless free wash. It's gonna take some agitation, it just is. But that's why we brought our bucket. We've got our Suds Lab wash mitt, and we're gonna get a great wash. I just really wanna get all this product off this vehicle. So I know a lot of you have requested this video. In fact, right before I left to film this video, someone in the comments had just written that they were looking for a video like this. So yeah, how many of you actually have to go to a coin-operated self-service car wash like this to wash your car? I guarantee it's a lot of us. I, for the longest time, did not have a house with a driveway and all the things to be able to wash there. And you know, and I still don't have the most elaborate setup with a space that I can detail in the garage, but very grateful for what I do have. So if you have a larger vehicle and you're having trouble reaching the top and you're not 6'2" like me, you can bring like an extended reach tool. Once again, don't be tempted to use their sudsy scrubber, but there are plenty of them out there. There's the Mitt on a Stick. DIY Detail has a perfectly safe brush. I'm not necessarily advocating for any of these, but I am saying that they're out there, and if you need something extended reach, that's the way I'd go. I typically opt for using a platform like the Warner platform, or just standing on my on my running boards or whatever, and just kind of getting up there, sitting on the tires and getting over. But the Warner platforms work really, really well as an option for home. I don't know if I'd bring them here. I mean, even this one said, not to bucket wash, which we are. I imagine that's because they don't want people just taking hours and hours in one of these wash bays. So definitely, if you're going to use extra items like we are, be respectful of the other people trying to use the wash, and don't take unnecessary amounts of time. Although I get it, I do like taking my time when I wash, usually, unless I'm in the boiling sun. All right, now it's time to get it rinsed off. All right, y'all, so we have it all rinsed off, and I'll admit, it was a little dicey there every once in a while. It seems like it would kind of like rotate back to a soap option. You'd feel the lance warming up. So all I can think is that, there's sometimes product still in these lines. The longer the rinse was on, the more pure it became, and toward the end, it was definitely just rinsing. But, something I'd be cautious of, make sure you have plenty of quarters or whatever for rinsing, because you 100% don't want these chemicals drying on there. So yeah, use caution there. They do have an option for a spot-free rinse. I didn't even take my chances with that. There's a lot of things that I don't know about their DI system, so I just didn't take my chances there. We have our drying towel, so let's get it dried off. Now, once again, towels are another item that a lot of these car washes say not to use. I think it probably comes back to the amount of time you're taking up in the bay that's not directly, hitting their bottom line, meaning popping quarters in there for products and water. So, just be respectful, and I think you probably won't have any problems. It's actually been kind of nice washing in here because there is a cover. And those of you that watch my videos know, as a mobile detailer, or even when I'm detailing at my home garage, I don't have cover. I'm in the sun, so this is nice. Now, you also could bring a blower if you wanted to, and I thought about bringing mine, but it all came back to what I was saying earlier. I wanted this to be a more stripped down, basic wash method, something that's more relatable to most of us, because yes, a lot of us do have all the things, but if we have all the things, then we're probably not going to a coin-operated car wash, but maybe you are. Let me know in the comments if you bring everything in the kitchen sink to the coin-operated car wash. You bring the IK sprayer, you bring your blower. Yeah, let me know. I will say it is very nice having a blower for, all the crevices, your grill and things like that, because you're going to get some water coming out of there as soon as you drive away if you're not really careful. All right, so now that I have it dried off, I like to go back and hit the details with either a rinseless wash, or in this case, we're gonna be using Adam's Detail Spray and one of Suds Labs microfiber. After I hit the door jambs, I like to clean the glass, and you can use a glass cleaner, or using Adam's Detail Spray or a rinseless wash will work perfectly fine. And then that way you can limit the amount of products you're having to bring with you. It's always nice when you can have products that will double as other products. Of course, I love a purpose-built product, but when you're traveling to do your detail or wash, traveling light's always nice. All right, y'all, so at this point, I usually apply the tire dressing. And a water-based dressing is perfect for this application. In fact, I think water-based dressings are the only choice really for any, but that's a talk for a different video. But we're going to use Adam's Tire Shine today, and actually I applied it 2 washes ago, so several weeks ago, and despite me using both wheel and tire cleaner this time and last time, I think the tire still looks phenomenal. It's holding up really well. This tire dressing wasn't even on my radar really. I picked it up for the video about a month ago and really been impressed. So this does come with the Adams 12-piece bundle, or you can buy it separately. I'll make sure I put the link below. But any water-based dressing will work. And I'd like to know, what's your favorite tire dressing to use? Let me know in the comments. So that wasn't so bad. Let's go ahead and get the vehicle pulled out and we'll talk about it. All right, y'all, so we just got back to the house and I think it turned out pretty well. You know, if that's your situation and you need to detail at a coin-operated car wash, then, you know, you certainly can do a good job if you follow that procedure. You know, it's basically the same procedure I'm doing at home with a foam rinse foam and the contact wash. You know, a couple caveats and things to be careful of. Their products are definitely aggressive, and that's what these washes are going to do, whether it's the drive-through typical with the brushes or even this. You know, they want you to get the dirt and contaminants off your vehicle, and they do so by giving you some really aggressive chemicals. So I was going to test the pH of the chemical, but I didn't because, you know, it's going to be very different from your car wash and different than even another one down the street here. So if you are going to be using a coin-operated car wash like that regularly, I recommend going ahead and testing the pH of the chemicals that they use and try to find one that has the least aggressive chemicals. And that way you're gonna avoid some potential damage to your paint and your trim. The other thing, don't use the brush, or in this case it was called the sudsy scrubber. You know, that is just as bad as driving it through the drive-through car wash. And you know, as you saw, even the pan that it was sitting in was awful. People are using these to clean their wheels and tires, their mats, who knows what else. But, you know, if you have a work truck or a pretty old beat truck and you don't care, then by all means, use the sudsy scrubber or whatever tool you want to use. But if you do care about your paint and you're wanting to keep it nice, I recommend what we did with the foam rinse foam and then did a contact wash with the wash mitt. And lastly, make sure you're rinsing all the product off very, very well. You know, it's back to what I was saying at the beginning. These chemicals are very aggressive and you don't want to leave them on there. That's where damage can happen. So hopefully this video helped and it gave you some tips on how to get the best possible result at a coin-operated car wash. Now next, I think you should watch this video and make sure you subscribe.